Hey guys, this is Dirty Zenith, joined by Haz. Going to be giving you a cast on Metalopolis between two very good players. We have up in the top center corner, we have the Red Terran, who is a Korean name which I do not know, and in the bottom right, or top right, sort of, we have the blue Protoss Seed SG.
Yes, and I have never seen either of these players play. Well, I may have seen this Korean, but can't really read the name. So,
Yeah.
see.
All right, so it looks like we're pretty standard right now, just building some probes, nothing too special.
Yep.
And yeah, this is a new channel we got going. Just going to be doing some dual casts, and hopefully you guys like them.
And you'll subscribe.
Yeah, not a threat or anything though. And we do have our first supply depot going down, as well as our pylon. And yeah, so a little bit about us. I am Dirty Zenith. I'm a high diamond Zerg player, just loving StarCraft, always playing, always looking for some good casts and good esports stuff to help promote it. And this is Haz. He'll tell you a little about himself.
Yep. I'm a high-level gold player. Oh yeah, I'm pro. Just kidding. Uh, yeah, I just love StarCraft too, and I need to move up. I need to play 1v1 more often. Stop just playing in a party with friends.
Yeah, I was the same way. I didn't really like laddering a lot, but I've been getting a lot back into it lately, and it's sort of been paying off and learning a lot, getting a lot better. I was in a cash tourney the other day for Gamers Abyss. Shout out to them; they're very nice. I lost, unfortunately, though. They were some great players, such as like Root Destiny and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
it's cool.
yeah. So back to the game now. We do have our gateway coming up, as well as one rack so far, getting that orbital command and that first initial marine for our Korean player, who I do not know. If you guys want to translate, go right ahead.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd like to know his name.
Me too. And it looks like we are getting a double gas, so we are probably going to see some early sentries, which are definitely needed for the Protoss, as early Marauder harass is very, very effective. Excuse me. Very,
Very
very
effective
effective, yes.
and very annoying.
Yes, indeed, they need those force fields, or else they stand no chance against that early pressure.
Yes, they do. And we could be seeing the Protoss player just throwing down that robotics bay after that Cybernetics core comes out.
Yeah, get those early Immortals, help fend off that even more. Immortals are very effective against those Marauders.
Yes.
Those
With
imbalanced Marauders.
yeah, no kidding. But people have been saying Protoss is very OP lately. So
Yeah, ever since that GSO, man. When MC just excuse me, man, something going around the wrong pipe. But yeah, ever since the GSL, when MC just completely destroyed uh,
everybody.
July Zerg with all those force fields, there's been a lot of complaints about ZVP, including myself. I think it's a very hard matchup, but looks like this probe scout does come in, sees the tech lab on the
And we
reactor.
do see a Reaper coming into Seed SG's base and just hopping back out after he sees that Stalker, so he didn't really get any harassment done.
Yeah, and we do have a second stalker on the way. And it doesn't look like any more warp gates or anything, so maybe going to be expanding here for Seed SG. Yes, it does look like he is going to be doing that.
It
And
does.
another racks as well as a command center going up, so it's going to be a 2-racks expo. And
and,
those Marauders do have that concussive shell already done.
and that stim pack is being researched now, so that'll help the Terran player a lot.
Yeah, very good at kiting those zealots, which can be pesky at times. Throwing up that expansion for the Protoss player.
Yes, that Terran player is just about finishing up that command center and can be throwing down that expansion now. I don't know why he really built that bunker in his base when he could have just thrown it out here in front of the natural expansion because he's just going to have to do that now.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that either, but we do have a reactor, so we're going to be just typical Marines Marauders and most likely medevacs.
Yep, and that robotics base just now getting thrown down for Seed, and that he just finished up warp gate technology and throwing down his second gateway. Oh nope, he actually pulled that probe away from that gateway, so one gate robo.
Very, very risky. If had the Terran player gone out for some early harassment with those Marauders or just done an earlier push, then he would have been in a lot of trouble sitting on only one warp gate. But he is chrono boosting it just to be able to make sure he get enough units out, just enough to secure this expansion.
Yeah, that expansion is just now finishing up for him also, and this red Terran player is moving down that orbital command to his natural expansion and just finishing up a bunker there and salvage that bunker in his main base.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter where they place those barracks or bunkers, just because they're OP Terran and they can just salvage it and place it down somewhere else.
That's true.
Throwing up a missile turret, doesn't want any observers seeing what he's doing, and wow, SG taking another third down at the bottom right. Very,
Wow.
very risky, all on one warp gate and a robo.
Seen some very heavy macro out of him, and if we look at the harvesters, he's only up by 3 harvesters. And now 2, 32 to 30. Oh wait, he's actually
He's behind.
Yeah. My bad.
So economic lead definitely going to the Terran, above in harvesters, and those mules are definitely pulling them ahead big time. 500 minerals ahead.
Yeah, and now finally throwing down a couple more warp gates. So
yeah, with 2 more on the way, and that first immortal is out. That'll help a lot against any early Marauder play, like I said before.
Now we have a scouting SCV just coming down, seeing what this Protoss player is getting, and getting his 4th gateway now out as well. Actually, his 5th.
So it does look like it's going to be a
5-gate robo.
Yeah, delayed 5-gate, of course.
But yeah, very delayed.
But nonetheless, it will pay off because he's able to get these early expansions. So he'll just be able to pump units out of those gateways for a long time and just keep the pressure on the Terran.
No kidding, and this observer just now flying into the Terran base just to see what's going on, so he will see this starport and this factory back here.
Yeah, and those +1 weapons are on the way, reactor and starport, so he knows there's either going to be Vikings or medevacs. And will this observer get taken out by that missile turret? Looks like it's going to be chased away just a little bit. And has your mic's getting a little staticky? You want to give it a little jiggle or something?
Yeah, I'll fix that. How's that?
Yeah, that's better. There you go.
Alright, cool.
Yep.
Terran player actually taking an expansion in the far left, so that's a interesting place to build that expansion up.
So very, very unique playstyle from both these players. Often go for very, very early expansions and also very early thirds.
Yes, very early. I'm surprised none of them actually took the high yield expansion.
Yeah, I know, right? Terrans are easily able to secure that with siege tanks and such, but they have no siege tech or any siege tanks on the field just yet. And we do have a drop coming up on the top center of the screen right now.
Yeah, and as with those planetary fortresses, those really help out too. But now we do see a battle coming in the back here.
Yep, taking out this one pylon, and it looks like he will just get thwarted away, not even able to take out that pylon, and losing that marine. So just throwing 50 minerals away right there, as well as going to have to repair that medevac. So not the best drop in the world.
Yeah, and if we look at the units lost, the red Terran player does have 3 units lost and 400 resources lost.
Yes.
So
did he lose that initial Reaper? I wasn't watching.
Yeah, I believe he did. I didn't catch that, but I think he did. That Stalker was chasing it down, so.
And we do have a Ghost Academy and Templar Archives, so we do have 1 High Templar already out on the field. And
Psystorm now being researched.
Is going to be very effective against that Marauder Marine ball. And yeah, Protoss' army is getting very, very scary at this point. This is where the Terran needs to start being careful.
Yeah, haven't really seen any harassment out of either of these players, which is usually leads to just whichever gets the biggest army and better tech wins. So that's pretty interesting from such high-level players.
Yeah, and usually the Protoss will come out on ahead just because the Protoss' army is so powerful late game. It's all up to the Terran to get those Vikings and perfect EMPs. It all comes down to those EMPs.
It does. And those Vikings, you can't let the Stalkers blink right under them. So I think the Protoss player does need to get blink Stalkers once he starts pumping out those Vikings, if we even see Colossi.
Yeah, it does look like right now he's just sticking to Templar tech, though. We don't even have a Robo facility on the way. Or, Robotics Bay, yeah. Maybe the Terran's going to be securing this gold. He's positioning his units there, or he's just going to be setting up a little rally point there and then moving out.
Yeah, and we do have the Kydarian Amulet. Is that what it's called? Kydarian?
Yeah, Kydarian Amulet, which is getting nerfed in the next patch. It's going to be completely removed, which is going to get rid of Size-Storm. Which, yeah, some people are complaining about, but also some people think it's a needed nerf. I'm personally not sure quite yet how I feel about it, but we'll just see how it affects gameplay later on.
Well, as a Protoss player, I'm totally against it.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely going to be very hard to deal with Muta Harass and this Bio Ball.
Yeah,
But
I think they shouldn't nerf it because I don't think that was the problem with OP, like, because it does take a long time for that Sty Storm to charge up.
yeah, but Blizzard just felt that it was too overpowered to have like an instant warp in that could just save your like expansion and stuff, and like they just thought instant storm was too overpowered, so yeah, they're just making it you have to wait a little bit, which is gonna hurt big time. There's no doubt about it. Templars are gonna be very underused now, I think.
Yeah, they probably will, but we are seeing some unnatural. Usually they will go for the robotics build with Colossi and then come down to the High Templar after the Colossi.
Yeah, and we do have some Thor on a Thor on the field right now with another one on the way, throwing down another barracks and another factory. And both players nearing 200. Take a look at the army size tab. The Protoss is about 20 food behind, however.
Yeah, and we are seeing that robotics bay being thrown down by Seed now, and Terran infantry armor level 1 coming in now, along with vehicle weapons level 1 for the Terran player.
Yep. So also he is securing another expansion up at the top left. So
very shocking to see that neither player has gone for that high yield yet. That surprises me.
Yeah, especially
the Protoss.
The Terran.
Yeah, the Protoss also going for that 4th expansion over in the middle of the bottom. Yeah.
Good thing he went up top, or else he would have been sniped right now. But here we go, pushing up into the base right now with a bunch of Marines and Marauders doing a lot of damage. And
he needs
gonna
some
be
very nice Sky Storms.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. Great force fields also.
Yeah, he needs to pin those. He needs to force them out of the base now because he can't hold them off. But now warping in 4 more Zealots to come and support these 3 Stalkers. And now we have 3 Archons coming in.
Yeah, those EMPs were great also. They got a bunch of the Stalkers and stuff that were clumped up right there, and it's not looking too good for our Protoss player. He definitely needs another wave of units. I don't see any Warpins coming in right now, and he's going to be focusing down the Nexus. If he takes this out, it's going to be a huge deficit to Seed. Yes, he does take it out, and also taking out 2 more Warp Gates. I don't know where those Warpins were. He must have used them earlier or something.
They were at that natural expansion and.
Oh, okay, alright. So these Zealots able to come in and clean it up, and then that one last Archon, or 2 High Templars morphing into an Archon.
Yeah, and if we look at the Harvester count now, the Red Terran player just pulled ahead by 13 Harvesters, which is a huge lead. And if we look at the income, he's beating him by 1,300 in the minerals and 200 in the gas.
Yeah.
Well, not quite 100, but.
Especially with those mules, it's just so easy for that Terran player to pull ahead, and it's not looking very good for our Protoss player at all.
Yes, especially with 3 orbital command centers. That's just so many mules, so much energy for scans and mules.
It's madness, I tell you.
Now we do see the Red Terran player just pushing into the natural expansion of Seed, and he's just destroying all those pylons and cannons. And we had a nice Side Storm lay down and have the now Protoss finally coming out to fight, but those 3 Thors are just gonna eat away
everything. Yeah. We definitely need we definitely need the Colossus deck and one storm on the Thors. But right now it's looking like Seed is in a lot of trouble.
It does, so. And if we look over here back at the natural of the Korean player, we do see that he's just mustering up a few more forces, and with a drop in the back of his game, in his base.
Yeah, so there's the GG from Seed. It was not looking very good ever since that 3rd expansion was taken out. Definitely needed to start macroing up his army a little bit earlier, I think, and get Colossus tech out. Those High Templars weren't that effective against those Thors.
Yeah, that really hurt, and I think if he got more Immortals out, that could have helped too, because he really started focusing on the gateway tech, and just the High Templar came out too early, I think.
Definitely. Alright, so that wraps up our first game, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned and subscribe for more videos if you enjoyed it. I'm Dirty Zenith, and this is
Haz.
Yeah. All right,
so
guys.
thanks for watching.
Alright, later.